the beginning, we try to do as many marketing channels as possible to get leads coming in. So ones that have worked well for us and continue to work well have always been pay-per-click, direct mail, doing cold calling, texting, text blasts, which is an interesting niche. There's a lot of legislation, a lot of rules are changing behind that. So we've ramped down on that a little bit. We still do it, but within the last really 12 months, 18 months, there's been a lot of stuff that has come through that has made that not such a great lead source. It's still a great lead source, but you can't do it on the volume that you've done before.
Overall, there's wide range of being able to find deals. MLS, we won't really spend time on, just it's out there, people posted it. A lot of primary house sort of style, single family, you could find through MLS, but oftentimes that ends up being an onslaught of individuals. Everybody has access to it. Everybody sees it. People are looking, all of those things. You can still find deals. I actually found this property through MLS, through Redfin, basically, which pulls from MLS.
And this property is your Airbnb.
Yeah, that we're in today. So, there are opportunities there, don't get me wrong, but not too much to talk about there other than that it is an avenue and people are aware of it.
Yeah, it's definitely an avenue. What I like to say though is anytime there's a good deal on there, like you said, everybody has access to it. So it starts out as a good deal, but then by the time offers are coming in, it becomes not a good deal. So you can look at it, you can get excited about it, but just always kind of keep in mind that never want to completely shut off, because I found deals, you just said you found deals. You can definitely find deals, but the chances compared to some of the other stuff we'll go through is if there is a deal, there's going to be a lot of other people that have seen it as well.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes goes from deal to no deal.
And then you got to differentiate yourself somehow, whether that's through higher offer, through I've seen people write letters. Personally, I built a relationship with this seller. Kept coming back. He liked hockey. Come in and watch hockey with him, drink a beer.
You gave them back rubs.
Yeah. So, in the end, it's you got to differentiate yourself. Whereas, what we'll talk about next, really direct to seller. So, marketing to them, finding deals that way. And really that's been your bread and butter. You found a ton of success and do a lot of direct outreach. So maybe on that, what's your approach, the team that you have today?
Yeah,
all the details. Spill the beans, man.
To you, I'm not telling you shit, bud.
All of our,
I'll tell our friends though. Okay.
Yeah.
So turn around while I say this. Okay, thank you. No, direct to seller is definitely always been my main business model. How I've always sourced deals. I can't remember the last time I personally bought a deal off the MLS. There's been a lot of deals where I've made offers on the MLS. For whatever reason, did they accept my offer? The offer that they accepted, it fell through. Deal eventually, or the listing eventually canceled, and they happen to still be in our pipeline that we followed up with and end up buying it. Timing, timings. But to buy it directly off the MLS, it's been many years. We're not super aggressive by any means pursuing MLS deals, just because we are having direct to seller. But for us, direct to seller, so many different ways to source leads, which turn into deals. One misconception I think is that you get a lead, whatever that avenue is, which we'll talk a few of those avenues, but very few times do you get that lead that turns into an immediate deal that you close. A lot of times it's getting that lead and then nurturing that lead. So for us, in the beginning, we try to do as many marketing channels as possible to get leads coming in. So ones that have worked well for us and continue to work well have always been pay-per-click, doing direct mail, doing cold calling, doing texting, text blasts, which is an interesting niche. There's a lot of legislation, a lot of rules are changing behind that. So we've ramped down on that a little bit. We still do it, but within the last really 12 months, 18 months, there's been a lot of stuff that has come through that has made that not such a great lead source. It's still a great lead source, but you can't do it on the volume that you've done before.
Sure.
But then cold calling's been really our bread and butter for the last 12, 15 years. It's been a long time now. Back in the day when I was doing the agency stuff that I mentioned on a different episode, I had my real estate license, was running a real estate team. Our main source of leads was doing cold calling. And back then, dialers were kind of new to the space. The dialers where it's a software online that you can subscribe to where you can dial 2, 3, 4 lines all at the same time. And back then, we were one of the few teams that were utilizing the dialer, knew what a dialer was. Now it's dialers are a dime a dozen. Everybody has access to it. They're fairly cheap now, but yeah, ever since we were doing cold calling, it's always been in our arsenal of how to find deals, and has always helped us produce deals. So
2 questions. First one, which dialer do you use? Which one do you like?
Good question. We've used quite a few. We were with Mojo for a while. I think it's mojosales.com maybe is a website now. We're using them for 7, 8, 9 years, a long time. And we just recently transitioned to a platform called Smartphone. So it's smart without the A, but smartphone.com, which ties into Podio, which is our CRM. But with Smartphone, you can dial 4 lines at a time. You can reach a lot of people, and how it directly integrates with Podio is kind of the main reason that we switched over.